42-day dry aged burgers, going from our standard, cooler carcasses were killed 2 weeks ago. They hang in here for 2 weeks. Start the dry aging process. We're going to take this round, put it in our Dryager cabinet, which is a closely controlled environment. Sorry about that. I should have got my cameraman's door. Closely controlled environment, and get an additional 4 weeks of dry aging on our round. This round is going to get mixed with some of our trimmings from our other dry aged pieces, and it'll allow for, this is going to hang in here now for a month, additional 4 weeks. It's going to make some of the best dry aged burgers you've ever had. This is a closely controlled environment. It's got UV lighting. It recycles and sanitizes the air every 60 seconds. It's going to hold at right about 34.5 degrees Fahrenheit, 1.5 Celsius, 80% humidity. Perfect dry aging condition, constant. Doesn't need any water hookups. It's got a salt block in there. It's Dryager, built for beef. We love these cabinets. I think it's going to turn out some amazing product. See you in a month. Who wouldn't want some 42-day dry-aged beef burgers? We have a whole round hanging inside of our Dryager cabinet. It's been in there 42 days. It has a tri-tip on it, has a sirloin on it. We're gonna break those portions off. Scott's gonna go into detail about the boning process. We're gonna add some fat that came off of some of the other sections that we had in our other Dryager. We're gonna grind it up, and we're going to make some patties, etc. We're gonna throw them on the grill. So I personally have never had 42-day age ground beef made into burgers ever, so this will be a first for us. First thing we have to do is get it out of this cabinet. You're gonna make me carry it? Let's head to the processing floor. This is a heavy chunk. Goodness. Baby got back. Oof. All right, now that it's on the rail, we're gonna get the tri-tip pulled off of here, this bottom of the sirloin piece, and then we'll get to grinding some burgers. We're lifting it again. $131.5. Okay, we're gonna start with pulling this beef tri-tip off of here, keeping in mind that everything is gonna be a lot stiffer than what we're used to. So round tip and tri-tip combined here. So we'll get this off, and then we'll cut that sirloin off there, and then Scott can get started boning this chunk out. Oh goodness. The key here is just to find those seams. There we go. So there's that whole round tip, tri-tip portion. I thought I was getting a forearm workout before cutting 2 week age beef. Really getting a workout now. So that's the beef tri-tip right there. We're not going to go into full detail on trimming this because we're after the ground beef. So we'll just finish this up in a little bit.
So there's the round tip, tri-tip. Okay, now the next step, normally this would have the whole short loin hanging off of it, but the way we put it into our Dryager cabinet, we wanted to make it a little bit shorter, so we just left only the sirloin on here. So we just want to find that ball joint right there, and then just use our handsaw. Cut through that ball joint. There's that whole beef sirloin. Now what we're left with is the round that's going to be made into burgers. So I'm going to get this off the rail. And Scott's going to work it. He's going to take it from here. He's going to trim this down. We're going to add some fat to it. It's going to go through the grinders. It's going to go through the patty machine. And we'll go from there.
So I have some trimmings and some fat from our primal sections. Stuff that also came out of the Dryager cabinet. T-bones, porterhouses, strips, flat irons, all that stuff, chuck eyes. So we saved that fat because this round is fairly lean. But we wanted to have a dry aged burger option, so that way we could offer some different priced items. I gotta break this leg down off of here. That encasement of that tougher, say tougher tissue, but like the dried out tissue, which the Dryager will look at about a 7 to 8% evaporation loss while it's in there, moisture loss by weight. Typically what we see. There's a leg. If you can catch that on camera, but I'm using the flex of my boning knife. It's a nice feature that we can use when you have something that's concave like that. Boy, let me just pull this heel out of here. Here's where we break our inside round or our top round out of the, it's got that, got a really like sweet odor and a real sort of soft texture. We've got our bottom round. Bottom round. Got a nice eye around here. Beautiful top round. Now that we got these broke down, I'll show you. We look at a cut like this. That's like a beautiful top round London broil. And we're just gonna take it take some of that outer part off, that rind, if you will. Something similar like you might have when you're making cheese. And we're just gonna start chunking this up for some awesome ground beef. I'm bringing in the big guns. These are the big guns. I've referred to them as peons before in other videos. And the truth of the matter is, without the guys working on the boning table, we would be lost when it comes to the fabrication, because you do all this work and then the tedious part is breaking it down. I'll let them shine, and I'll help them too. Do a double ground patty and some bulk burger. So we've got that real lean round meat, and then on top of that we're putting our steak trimmings, and what this will produce is a real nice mix of dry aged steak trimmings and ground round, all 42-day dry age. So we're gonna grind it, coarse grind it into the tumbler. It's got paddles in there, so it's gonna blend all that together, and then it's gonna come out through another grinder plate. So it's gonna be double ground, 42-day dry aged. So if you have a processor like us who's been around in continuous operation for 30 to 50 years, you need a reliable resource for all the stuff you see here. I mean, we've got hooks, trolleys, saws, knives, hoists, cradles, all kinds of stuff. This particular portion of the building was designed by Koch. Koch is now Bunzel. Bunzel is one of the largest and most inclusive resources for all the processing items that you'll need. So if you're a small or mid-level processor, they're perfect. But if you're a huge processor, they're big enough to handle that, and they have stuff for the home user. Let's take a quick walk through. So not just the animal handling equipment, the slaughter floor stuff, but everything you need from all of your various hooks, trolleys, all the stuff that it takes to really put this together. Rail systems, switches, of course, cutlery. Jump out here. You're gonna have consumables like your saw blades, your packaging equipment, literally thousands of items available. So for us, a great resource is Bunzel, formerly Koch. 140 years they've been in business. A lot of what you see in the Bearded Butcher's facility came from this resource. Check them out, bunzelpd.com. You can order a magazine just like yourself, or you can go on to their website, search it. They literally have everything for your butchering needs. Beautiful 1/3 pound, 1 pound pack ground beef patties. Over here we've got our bulk 1 pound burger. These look amazing. Only thing left to do, get some patties, head to the grill, give them a try. 42-day dry aged beef burgers. You saw the round, you saw us do the trimming, we added some fat to it. They're beautiful. Nice mix of fat and meat. We're gonna be seasoning these. Maybe we'll do half of them with our butter blend. The other half we won't season, just kind of get the difference in flavor profiles with a dry aged burger. But we will be using some butter seasoning. And then I'm gonna make, on some of these burgers, I'm gonna make a ranch aioli using mayonnaise and our new ranch seasoning. But before all of that, we're gonna go back here. We're gonna get the Yoder fired up. So we're gonna pretty much just be grilling these, not necessarily smoking them low and slow or anything like that. So we're just gonna get temps at 350. It's already, whoever used this last had it on 350, so we're just gonna leave it on 350. I do have the grill set up internally for, I have the heat deflector plate out, so we can do indirect and direct. We can do both. I am gonna pull this top tray out before we get started. That way I can reach in there and move around inside the grill a little bit better. Our pellet bin, you can see, it's getting a little low. So we're gonna grab another bag of our premium white oak stoked barbecue pellets, made with the highest quality white oak wood. So these are incredible. These come out of Minnesota, our friends over at Stoked. So we've really been enjoying these. We've been using the heck out of them. These are an all-purpose pellet, so you can dump them in your grill and just pretty much cook anything with them. We've got the tank filled up. Let's get that grate removed. We'll wait for our grill to heat up. We'll get some burgers cooking. First thing I'm going to do is take the onions, mushrooms, with some butter in the bottom of our 10-inch skillet. And that's going to go on the side of the grill over the portion that is not the direct heat. We're going to let those sizzle down a little bit, and then we're going to get our burgers added over the direct heat side. And we're going to get burgers cooked, and we'll just build some burgers. Let's get the burgers on the grill. As mentioned, we're going to do 3 with no seasoning,
right over that direct flame. And then we're gonna get these 3 on the grill. We're gonna get them seasoned up. Going in with a butter blend. Just gonna get this side nice and seasoned. And we're gonna get these flipped over. And we'll get the other side seasoned. We're making some aioli with our brand new ranch seasoning. Our ranch shaker is less than half full, so we're gonna go ahead and open up a 4-pound bag. It's a pretty handy way to keep extra seasoning in your cupboard. And then when your shaker gets low, you just go ahead and get it filled back up. I know personally, I have one of these bags in my cupboard, and I've gone through about a half a bag in just a couple of weeks. I use a ton of this ranch seasoning. So get the shaker filled, get the 4-pound bag sealed back up. Let's make some aioli. This is great mixed with Greek yogurt, sour cream, mayonnaise, you name it. Just add however much to your liking. Just get it mixed in there and make yourself your own aioli with it. Not going to go too heavy, but we're definitely going to get to the point where you know it's in there. Get it mixed up good. If you want, you can always give her a little taste. It's going to make a good burger. We're ready to flip. I'm actually going to switch these around because my left side's a lot hotter than the right side, so we're going to give these a little time over the hotter side. Now my unseasoned burgers are on the right-hand side and the seasoned ones are on the left.
Hi. You need me? I'm blocked up. Seth's got me in his dungeon.
No idea what's happening.
These are the old ostrich shackles. We used to butcher ostrich, and my dad had these made, and the idea was that you would throw this around the ostrich's legs, and then we would hoist them up. So you wanted like the ostrich kick a whole bunch. That's what these are for.
Or if you're real bad, we'll have another use for them.
So these were the seasoned burgers, and I'm gonna put cheese on these 3 because we're gonna do. I have my unseasoned one sitting over there off the heat. So we're gonna do one of these. We're gonna go direct with the cheese. Now what we're going to do is we're going to put a nice pile of onions and mushrooms right on top of that burger. And remember, these are the seasoned ones. We're going to make a mess of our grill, but it's going to be worth it. We can always clean up the grill. And then we're going to melt that cheese right on the top of that burger to hold those contents on there. First mushroom and onion burger coming off. Wow, look at that, Spencer.
That looks amazing.
Second mushroom and onion burger. This is just cheese. We're going to do a little lettuce on there. We're going to do a tomato, and we're going to do some pickles. Now I want to take some of that aioli that we made and just put that on the top bun. That's the ranch aioli. Same thing with this one. Same thing with this one. So these 3 burgers are the seasoned burgers with butter blend. And then the other 3 that are on the grill have no cheese, no seasoning, and no condiments. So this is just going to be just a plain old burger. Do you know why I made 2 mushroom and onion and Munster cheeseburgers?
One for me, one for you.
Because I just happen to like sauteed onions, mushrooms, and cheese. So
I think there's a clip
I made
the
it
whole
extra.
crunchy onion versus cooked onion preference.
So I think what we're going to do, these 2 folks can build these as they wish. So I wanted to make just a couple plain ones. People, our audience, team members here can make those however they want. But what we want to do is we want to start with just a 42-day aged burger, just a chunk of burger, not seasoned, just a plain old burger. Give it a shot. Should taste like beef.
Oh.
Almost has a steak flavor to it. Just really good. Here you go,
Wow.
Spencer.
Oh man. Thank you.
Juicy, tender, big beefy flavor, but with that caramelized, rich, nutty tone that you get from the dry age.
Good beef burger taste.
That's
Just
amazing.
Great
It is,
burger.
isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
It's like the flavor and nearly the tenderness of a steak, but in a burger.
All right, you ready for this?
Boy, that looks killer.
Ooh. Grab yourself a half. We're gonna try this, and then we're gonna go to your all-American classic.
Lost some goodness. There's no way this is staying out of the beard. I think I'm ready. Oh. With the mushrooms and the cheese and the onion and the burger and the flavor and
The messier, the
that
better.
is absolute killer.
That
Wow, that's a dynamite burger.
that aioli, that ranch aioli on there. Wow.
that
How
is
juicy that is.
stupid good. Thank you. Is it bad?
No, it's not bad.
Wow.
That's delicious stuff. So,
I'm glad you think so.
I think this just enhances the product. Like, you think about aging wines, aging cheeses. Did you just eat with the knife?
Yep.
Aging beef. It makes sense, or whatever meat that you have. The Dryager cabinet, because of its closely controlled environment with UV lighting.
That is a gourmet burger right there. Made in our little timber shed here at White Feather Meats.
Why do I feel like that's going to be better than most burgers you'll get at most restaurants?
By far.
Well,
Just the combination of the dry aged steak trimmings and that whole hind leg of beef.
I would give you a chunk, Spencer, but I'm afraid you might have a little bit of a hard time trying to eat it.
I'll wait until the camera turns off for
All
this
right.
one.
Well, we'll hurry up. Let's get this one, Scott.
What's this one?
Just your all-American classic. Tomatoes, lettuce, pickles, ranch aioli. I'm noticing with the burger, it has a certain firmness to it, and I think that's the dry aging. It almost.
Hate tomato.
You don't like tomatoes?
He cut it out of his bite.
Wow. Do you like tomato?
Over here, got
Wait,
it.
are you the crunchy onion or the sloppy onion guy?
Crunchy. Too bad.
Fresh.
That's one of the
whatever.
few things
Give
that
it
we
a chunk
agree on.
of one of those.
Here, I'll cut this in half so something else. With the pickles and the lettuce, that is amazing. All right, our poor viewers have watched us slop around long enough.
What do you think?
It's amazing. Messy.
It's messy.
But amazing.
I feel like the messier something is, usually the more amazing it is.
Mm-hmm.
The ranch dressing and that aioli. Fantastic.
Scott's tomato he didn't
Wonderful food.
Yeah, so just all around, I think the consensus here is that just amazing ground beef. 42 days, dry aged ground beef. Incredible flavor. Tastes like beef, but has that caramel, sort of that nuttiness to it that you all crave when you eat dry aged meats. Incredible.
Good job.
Grab yourself some of the All American.
Appreciate all of you tuning in for the video. Remember www.beardedbutchers.com for all your spice, sauce, and butchering cutlery needs. Get the apparel, put some shoes on our children's feet. Thanks, and we'll see you next time.
Not a bad way to spend a Friday afternoon, is it?
No, not at all.
Till next time, see ya.
Then the other one is going to have to be,
He thinks he's so big.
the other one is going to have to be.
Just a little boy.
Just a little boy.
Little boy in a
Let's
little
go
boy's
ask
body.
him.
Oh, what the heck?
So, we're gonna take a poll, and they're gonna comment if you're a little boy or a big boy. What do you have to say?
I'm definitely not normal size for my age, though.
How old are you?
17.
17.